Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I can see some of you are already in. I really appreciate you because I was like, do you guys even remember me anymore? Do you even remember me anymore? And you're leaving. Guys, welcome to today's live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, if this is your first time watching and you watch, you later realize that you enjoy this kind of content, kindly consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all the amazing stuff. But of course, for my people, those of you who have already subscribed, thank you so much. Just a polite request. Before you leave, kindly share your likes. I'll really appreciate because it goes a long way. And of course, you feel free to come to the live chat section to share your opinion, your thoughts, your everything, because why not? That is the essence of a live stream. And of course, I really appreciate so much. I missed you guys. I've been in and out for like 2 weeks, off and on, but I'm glad to be back. So, guys, let's spend the next 40 minutes out here. Thank you for tuning in. Josephine, you're greeting us. Good evening to you too. Thank you for tuning in. Corinne, thank you so much. I see you here. Thank you so much, Corinne. The champ is here. I see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So let's get to the video. I think I even forgot how we do it out here. Guys, Miss Optimistic, thank you so much for tuning in. I see you. Guys, I think I even forgot how we do it out here. So this is what I just want to react on for this live stream. I was just watching a video by Lambo Girl from Joe. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, I really appreciate your presence out here. You're greeting us. Good morning to you too. Mwango is out here. Mwango's fans are telling her that you need to tame your mouth because I don't know the qualifications of that engineer, but he appears to know what he's doing. And of course, for Mwango to come out here and run her mouth, I'll not appreciate that. I'm not up there in my career, my profession or something, but I will not appreciate that. I don't know why Mwango feels right doing whatever she's doing, but I support the fans because when you go to the comment section, they're like, Lambo girl, do you even realize that you're defaming this guy? Because engineers put a lot of work, not even work, but a lot of time to get to that profession. So for someone like Lambo Girl to just come out here and trash your work, I don't know, because for now we have the Mwango side of the story. We don't have the engineer side of the story. So Griffins, thank you so much for tuning in. And to be honest, guys, I thought that for the first time, someone got it right. Lambo Girl hired a professional, but it appears to be something different because Mwango is out here telling people that my house is in a mess because of this and that, and I'm like, what? It's unfortunate because the amounts of money right there, the amounts of money that the donors invested, it's not a walk in the park. But I think that probably she's exaggerating. We'll get into that. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, guys again. So we just go directly to the point. Mwango was approaching the construction site. Of course, after ranting for 20 minutes, so my dream home, this and that. And the watchman approached. Mwango, this is what happened.
Mambo vipi? Mbona sioni mafundi hapa? Leo kimewaka. The watchman is saying today it was fire.
Why am I even laughing? Lambogan, you cannot infect me with your laughter because it's not a laughing matter. The watchman is like, today was today. Like, today was maximum of the chaos that you can imagine. Leo kuliwaka moto, like it was crazy. Corinne, thank you for tuning in. You said that I think you were out here already. Yeah. If they had the credible certificates, engineer, and people to work for her, pay them, well, she'll get a good job. She gets what she paid for. I agree, 100%. Angela, thank you for tuning in. So let's get to this fire, because the watchman is like, today was fire. Leo kuliwaka moto. Today there was a ball of fire at the construction site.
It was fire at the construction site, you know. Ati leo kimewaka. Kikawaka kiasi gani?
Walikuja ukapata engineer hajakuja. Na venye uliacha ripoti ikawa hivi hivi, ndio atakuja kazi endelee. Wakasubiri kama lisali moja.
Engineer
aonekani, wakafunga virago
wakaenda. Kwa hivyo engineer,
guys, don't worry, I know they are speaking in Swahili, but of course, you know, I gotcha. I'm out here to translate for you, because there was a point that Mwango lied to the fans. We'll get to that. So the workers came, stayed for 1 hour. There was no engineer, and they had to leave. And apparently, Mwango had left an instruction that if they come and the engineer is nowhere to be seen, they should leave. And that is exactly what happened. We'll get to that because it's a whole other story. That is why, no, it's a whole other story on why they had to leave and on why Lambogan left some instructions for them prior. This family is so dramatic. At some point, I was like, Lambogan, is this some stage drama so that you can collect some donations or something? What is happening? It's so hard to believe that every single day it's drama. Every single day. I find it hard to believe that it just happens. I think sometimes they just stage. Especially now that Mwango is not getting enough, not even enough, but as much views as she used to. I think she's the lowest performing YouTuber in that village. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's a strategy to bring back the viewers. So the workers left. Before we continue, let me appreciate the champ comment. You said that the whole family wants everything for free. Mwango was crying out here last time. 2 days before, 3 days ago, she came out here telling people that she's struggling. Can you imagine building a multi-million home? And you're struggling. What will other people say? Lambogan, you're begging in capital letters. Lucy, it's the same watchman. That is another drama, because guess what, guys? The watchman has decided to live in that property together with the wife and the children, because Mwango had given them a condition that if I just come to the construction site and I don't see you, I don't care, because she does not have a washroom or a toilet right there. And of course, I'm like, what do you expect? Where do you expect your watchman to use? Now that guys, I'm sorry, but now that the corn, not even the corn, the maize, we call it maize out here, has been cut down, has been harvested. But then Nyabohanse is so different, because where I come from, we've not even started roasting our corn. It's not even mature yet for roasting. But for them, they're planting the second time. There should be no excuse for poverty, or there should be no excuse for poverty in such a climate. I digress. Let's come back to the video. The watchman has brought the entire family to stay there at the construction site. The watchman is simply defending his job because deemwango is not sensible. Deemwango is like, you cannot leave. And of course, as I was saying, the maize has been harvested. Deemwango, where do you expect them to go? To Murimi's home, to use Murimi's home, their toilet or something? Lambo girl, sometimes you're crazy, honestly. Sometimes you're crazy. Lady V, the quality of your channel has gone down again. I'm sorry, Lady V, but I'm trying. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your presence. Let me minimize my screen because what are these? No, what are these? Guys, thank you so much. I hope you've liked. I hope you've shared your likes. I really appreciate. Thank you, Lady V, for coming over. I really appreciate your presence, especially in the live chat section. Juakali is, what is it? A lower version of not quality, not even quality. Somebody explain. Any Kenyan in the building, Thembi, help me with that. Thank you, Pro, for tuning in. Thembi Mosia, thank you so much. Koziman, thank you. You're greeting us. Good morning to you too. Magdalene, like the live stream. I'll not give you some airtime out here. Just drop your likes and enjoy. Sit back and enjoy. Look at this one, Magdalene. Listen to yourself. We are out here pulling the receipts and giving our reactions on it, and you're out here running your mouth like you crazy. Lucy, thank you so much. Yeah, that is the explanation. Promjo, that is the explanation of the screen. Joanne, thank you so much. I really appreciate your presence. Eddie Koroma, you are another culprit. Damn. I cannot go out of my character. So, Koroma, huh? Eddie Koroma, you're just not smart. Let me say so, because we come out here, we pull the receipts, we react on it, but we are left wondering, like when, oh my God, enough of that. But I'm just like, when people are being given some common senses out here, I don't know what you were being given, because I fail to understand people that come out here and claim that we are spreading lies when the receipts are on the screen. Koroma, let me tell people to shut up, guys. Just a few minutes. Be dropping your likes. I'll really guys, I'm back. Thank you so much for waiting. The noise was too much on the other room. So, Eddie Koroma, stop disturbing us. Nikki, thank you so much. Mary Mo, thank you so much. Sijambo, I hope you're doing well. Let me put you on timeout. You go and tame your. Kyla, thank you so much for tuning in. Lucy, kindly help me with these people because they are trying to divert my attention from what brought me out here. So you need to put them on timeout. I don't have the time for them. Maybe next time, but today I'm not out here for so long. And when I go low, I disappear. So you'll not make me scare my viewers because I just come out here, be moderate, you know. But if you want me to show you my Kenyanness, I can. So please, I didn't force you to come over. Junior, thank you so much. So guys, that is what happened. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Nenda ametuangusha.
Engineer ndio ametuangusha. Halafu kuna wageni wamekuja hapo watatu. Sijui ni wa kutoka wapi, lakini sikufungua gate. Nikawauliza shida ni nini, mmoja akasema ni engineer. Sijui kama
I don't know what the drama that is going on that we don't know, because before Lambo came, the watchman is saying that there were 3 people that came over. Someone was telling the watchman that the watchman asked that person, what is the problem? And one of them said that the engineer, is he an engineer? Is the engineer a problem? But the rest of them were engineers. 3 of them, Lambo, you're crying that you don't have money, but you're already looking for engineers. 3 engineers. The donors will see long days, I'm telling you.
Labda aliongea na Marwa.
You see, Lambo is trying to lie to the audience because the watchman just said that there were 3 engineers that came over looking for a job. And it appears that the engineers had talked with Mwango earlier. But you heard Mwango is like, no, maybe they talked with my mom. So it seems that the drama with the engineer had gone on, was over here for some while, maybe the rest of the week. But of course, Mwango did not come out here to let us know what's up. But the watchman was out here knowingly telling us what's up.
Si mimi.
Walikuja watatu. Wamesema kesho watakuja.
Kesho watakuja.
Why are you laughing, Mwango? Is it being anxious because people now know what's up? So the 3 engineers that came over, of course, did not find Mwango, and they were like, we are leaving. But tomorrow, which is today, they'll be coming over because they had communicated with Mwango earlier. But Mwango is like, no, I didn't talk to them. Maybe it's my mom. Maybe it's congratsmum that talked to them, which I do not believe it. I think Mwango talked with those 3 people. Probably Mwango was already fighting with the engineer and was already looking for fresh for fresh workers, and she just doesn't want the viewers to know. But now we know. Now we know. Let's get to know what happened. What happened? What led to this?
Niliuliza mmoja, wewe ni engineer? Akaniambia ndio. Nikamwambia ni sawa, wewe kuja. Akaniambia ni hii kazi na
labda mrefu hataki kazi. Unaona mrefu anataka kazi.
It appears that that engineer, another name is Mrefu. Mrefu means tall. So Mwango is claiming that the engineer does not want to work at that site. But of course, she'll not tell us why, because I don't believe that you'll start a major project like this one. And I'm very certain that he's being paid good money by Mwango. I don't think, I might be wrong, but I don't think that it will be easy for an engineer to start a project like that and just decide that I don't want to work with Mwango. There must be a reason. Guys, what do you think? So that is what Mwango is saying. It appears that the engineer does not want to work with her. anymore. She's trying to ask the watchman, what do you think? Huh? You also think that he doesn't want to work here, of course, justifying why she wants to fire him, why she's looking for other engineers. And of course, you go to the comment section, people have a lot to say about that. They're like, it's not advisable to change engineers mid-work. I don't know what you think about that, but personally, I'm like, I'm interested. I'm personally interested to know what happened. Deemwango, what happened? Why is your engineer cornering? What happened? Huh? Deemwango has to milk all that she can because the donations are going to Brand's Construction. She even ran to Brand's Construction and she was like, oh, finally, Brand's Construction is coming to an end and I can have Marwa, probably with, of course, the donors, I'd assume. But she was like, I need Marwa to come over because things are falling apart. This engineer is looking down on me because I'm a woman, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, stop lying. There must be something. You must have done something that pissed off that engineer because you don't seem to shut up sometimes. You cannot come out here and talk a lot. She really talked a lot about the engineer. Johnny H, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your presence. I don't understand how they build these homes without a blueprint. She was even complaining about the London Bridge. You remember that part of that construction? She was like, oh my God, I'm almost losing my mind because of the expenses. Of course, you know their language, guys. When they want some donations, they'll do anything and everything to get the donations. Corinne, she could have built a nice house like Nasto, Fellow the Boy. Yeah, but I don't understand. Especially when you depend on the donors. Why come out here with that ridiculous home? I agree with you. But of course, she knows that I don't have to, I don't have to have a huge amount of money in my account. People will come through. Lucy, you said that she must have clashed. Yeah, probably so. Junior, thank you for tuning in. You said that she can't keep friends, not even workers. Thank you so much. Giselle, you said you're greeting us. Thank you for tuning in. Kemi Klaus is in the building. Thank you so much, Kemi, for tuning in. I see you. I really appreciate you. Eva Miller, I see you. You said that every time she and the brother or family member open their mouth, it's it's about begging, begging, begging. So guys, let's continue. Junaid, thank you so much. I see you.
Unajua kazi ni nyingi hapo nayo.
Ni nyingi yako nayo.
Mrefu na kazi nyingi.
Lakini boy, hata wewe mbele ya Mungu ajakanyaga hapa na analipa. Hata uniambi utakanyaga.
Hata tumejaribu.
Hata
Yeah, Deemwango, take us slow. We need to understand everything that you're saying. So, of course, you know these people cannot come out here clean and explain to people. They have to drag someone. In this instance, she was telling the watchman, what do you think? Why do you think that watchman does not want to work with me anymore? And the watchman just said that the engineer is, the engineer has a lot of contracts. I don't know, I think it was you, Corinne. You were like, is the engineer a professional, qualified or something? But I think he must be. He must be, because I don't know if we are to go with the watchman's word. The watchman is like, the engineer works, the engineer gets a lot of work, like several homes, several people. That is why he does not want to work with Deemwango. And of course, like where I come from, if you see an engineer working in a lot of places, that means that people trust the work that they are doing. And He's probably a professional, but of course we don't know the kind of work that he's getting. It could be simple homes, you know, like a 3-bedroom or something without a swimming pool. We don't know, but of course we'll get to know later. Thank you so much. I see you. I really appreciate your presence. Ontrending is out here. Thank you so much, Oti. You said that greetings. We'll be back in a few. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Oti, for tuning in.
Dakika 5 peke yake.
Tumejaribu kuongea, tukapata niana makosa. Unajua mimi nitachukua pesa yako nimekufanyia kazi. Lakini kama sijakufanyia kazi
something else Chemic Klaus, it's not your screen, it's a power outage out here. So of course I had to change the internet. I had to make it the Safaricom internet, any Kenyan understands, because of course with the power outage, off goes the Wi-Fi. But thank you so much for waiting, guys. We continue. This is what I wanted to say. Something that I forgot to let you know, the engineer does not report to deemwango's construction site any demands to be paid. And I believe that probably deemwango was not paying him because it does not make sense. For me, it doesn't make sense that you do not go to the construction site, but you demand and you have to be paid. I believe that the fight is as a result of lack of payments by deemwango. What do you think?
Chukuaje pesa na hesabu eti mtu alikuja.
Hata dakika moja.
Hivyo ni vibaya. Hivyo ni vibaya. Hakuna pesa ya bure. Kuna pesa ya bure.
Hata siku moja.
Pesa ni ngumu. Si mimi nafanya hapa naona pesa ni ngumu. Kuja iweke kwa mkono hivi. Pesa ni ngumu.
Sasa yeye akuji completely na bado analipa.
So deemwango is like the engineer does not report to work, but I have to pay you. Do I believe that deemwango pays someone that does not report to work? Does deemwango appear like someone who pays whenever the engineer is like, pay me, I'm not coming, but you have to pay me? I don't see that making sense unless, guys, unless deemwango was not paying the engineer earlier and the engineer is like, you have to pay me now that you didn't pay me. Now that you've not been paying me, probably deemwango is like, I don't have the money, just wait for me for a while or something. But for deemwango to say that he does not report to work, but he forces me to pay him, I don't believe that. I don't.
Ye kama hataki kazi, wewe badili mtu mwingine.
Hivyo tu.
kazi
Huyo
yake.
mwenye amekuja hapa ni Oria?
Hapana.
How did you know that the guy is Oria? So deemwango is like, is the race of the new engineer an Oria? What is an Oria? Maybe a Somali? Oh my God, guys, don't come for me. A tribe in Kenya. So I'm like, deemwango, how did you know that the guy that was supposed to report to work is a is a not a Muslim, because not Orias are Muslims, but how did you know the tribe of the new guy, of the new engineer? It's because you talked with him before he came over. Deemwango, these people, I think it's a problem. They don't pay their workers. But of course, she has to come out here, no? Smear the engineer. At this point, I'm still with the engineer. Although there is a problem in Kenya, if you're doing some construction, most of the times, your engineer will not report to work. He can even work maybe for 1 month, disappear for 2 weeks, then come back. And during the 2 weeks, probably is working somewhere else. Most of the engineers in Kenya, not all of them, but the ones that I know, they are greedy. They come to your place, they get the job, the neighbor calls them, they take the job instead of telling them that I'm working somewhere else. So just to give deemwango the benefit of doubt, maybe that is the incident that is causing the drama. But another big possibility is that deemwango did not pay the engineer, and that is why he had to leave, according to me.
Mkuria walikuwa na sijui Mjaluo.
Constructon.
Ni Mkuria lakini wawili ni Wakuria. Mmoja ni kama ni Mjaluo.
Lakini sasa engineer akuje kazi na anataka. Ona vile waliharibu kazi hata wakufikisha pia.
That is when deemwango is complaining about the botched construction. Let's listen to what he said. No, to what she said, because she's like, look at this part of the home. The engineer did some shoddy job. And I'm like, how did you know? You're not an engineer. Anyway, maybe you can know when the engineer messes up your work. Will I know? I don't know.
Bila mpaka juu. Tena wamekatakata hizo mbao zangu tena ndo wanaweka.
Let me replay that part. I want to understand what the engineer did, because deemwango is complaining about the quality of work.
At work. Completely.
Before you tell us about the completely, let me play that part, guys. We understand what happened.
Constructon. Sorry guys, I was having a Constructon.
Ni Mkuria lakini wawili ni Wakuria. Mmoja ni kama ni Mjaluo.
Lakini sasa engineer akuje kazi na anataka. Ona vile mpaka juu. Tena wamekatakata hizo mbao zangu tena ndo wanaweka huko juu kwa sababu hakukua. Well,
so it's about the pillar. Apparently the engineer came over. I think he didn't even come over. He gave some instructions to the juniors, the masons, and I think they left the work before they got to a point, to the lintel, I think, no, to the slab. And they were destroying the timber around. According to deemwango, personally, I take deemwango's statements with some grain of salt, because these people can exaggerate, especially when they want to fire you. Hey, they'll come out here with a booklet of, oh, he did this, he does not know how to do this. So according to deemwango, right there, she just said that there are some distractions in shoddy jobs. So, sorry, shoddy work right there.
Constructon.
Ni Mkuria lakini wawili ni Wakuria. Mmoja ni kama ni Mjaluo.
Lakini sasa engineer akuje kazi na anataka. Ona vile waliharibu kazi hata wakufikisha pila mpaka juu. Tena wamekatakata hizo mbao zangu tena ndo wanaweka huko juu kwa sababu hakukua. Wewe ona ile London Bridge. Nimeleta chuma zimelala huko chini hata.
Guys, I don't know why I'm laughing, but you're out here begging every blessed day, but you have a London Bridge in your home. But apparently there's a problem with the bridge. What did you say? Kemi Klaus, thank you so much for the super slap. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Akili ni vibaya.
What happened to your London Bridge? Let's hear Mwango. But I really sympathize with her because that is a lot of work for the donors. That is a lot of work, not even work, but money from Mwango herself, to be super honest. So it's not a laughing matter.
And below, if
Mwango, you people are just full of drama every single day.
Tena nataka nimulipe bila kukuja.
Unajua jana ulipoongea ukamuuliza sasa tutafanyaje? Tutalipanaje na huko unakuja hizo siku. Eti
Mwango, you didn't tell people that. So the watchman is exposing, telling Mwango that yesterday you were talking with the engineer and you were fighting, telling the engineer that why should I pay you and you're not coming to work? But of course, Mwango cannot tell the audience that. Mwango will tell people what she wants people to know, of course.
Si watu wangu walikuwa pale ndio waliangukia.
So apparently the engineer told Mwango that you have to pay me because the masons are there and I give them the instructions. That is the answer that Mwango was given. You have to pay me as the engineer. And Mwango was like, sorry, why should I pay you when you're not around? And the engineer was like, I have my masons there and I give them the instructions. So what do you think? Is it justifiable for Mwango to pay him? Or is it justifiable for the engineer to be paid now that he gives the instructions to the masons?
Wezi tuma mtu, hata mimi siwezi tuma mtu.
But this watchman should just mind his business, because it was just the other day, Mwango was out here embarrassing you, threatening to fire you, expecting you to work 24 hours. Why are you bothered? If I was the watchman, I'd be like, do what you want to do. I do not care, because it's not like you're even nice to me. I know I'm being too much right there, but just saying. I am just saying, as the watchman, guys, this watchman just today, Mwango just announced that the watchman has decided to leave at the construction site. Because Mwango does not allow him to even go to the restroom, because where else is he supposed to go now that the guy does not have a toilet? And of course, I'm still thinking, where will your children go? To Murimi's home? But but the watchman is here, living with the wife, the children, and the construction site. Is it even safe? Who knows?
Ni huyo mtu ambaye nimetuma ndio atalipa.
Si ndio?
Lakini mimi kama sijakuja sitalipwa. Nitalipwaje? Eti nimetuma mtu. Haiwezekani.
Yani
hapo anakukuta.
The watchman, according to me, should shut up, honestly. Do your thing, do your work, because this girl does not even care for you. She does not care. Why should you be bothered? Because the watchman is basically adding fuel to the fire. Yeah, Mwango, why should you pay him? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, probably that is why Mwango treats you the way she feels like, because you do not respect yourself. Why should you be bothered? If this person is treating you so well, yeah, you should also be bothered by what is bothering your boss. But if the boss is not treating you well, why should you?
Huh? Sorry guys, I was having a conversation with my watchman. He speaks Swahili. So the thing is, my engineer doesn't show up at work completely. Do you know, 100%? And still he says, D, you have to pay me. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below, if you are in my shoe, could you pay or not? He doesn't show up 100%, not even for 1 minute, you know, and still he says you have to pay me. So today the workers came, waited for the engineer, they went back, because they're also like, for us we work and the engineer gets paid.
You're lying. That is the point where mentioned earlier, guys, that Mwango tried to lie to the audience. The masons did not complain that will not be working because the engineer is being paid. No, that is not what happened. Mwango, why are you trying to lie? No, that was not the case, because Mwango, you cannot tell me that those guys come to work and you don't pay them. Instead, you pay the watchman. What are you trying to say? Okay, let's go back to what Mwango said. She just said that if you were me, guys, my audience, if you were me, what would you have done? So I'm just like, Mwango, if I guess if it was the people watching you, probably they would have employed a professional. I don't know if Mrefu is a professional, and if Mrefu is a professional, you cannot blame him because you did not sit down, write a contract, write the terms of payment, because of course you know it was Marwa. Agree. You don't even have to write it down. You have to agree prior. You're like the engineer. What are your terms of employment? How are we supposed to be paying you? What is the down payment? What is the working arrangement? This and that. But I'm very sure that they didn't do that. Of course they didn't. And of course you didn't come out here to tell your audience when you were employing him, how much you're paying him, what are the terms of work. Maybe they would have advised you in advance. Now, what are they supposed to do after you're fighting with your engineer? What are they supposed to do? The lies too much. Oh, the masons were not happy because they work and the engineer is being paid. Lies. You're lying, Mwango.
You know, because we are working. Can you imagine? So that's what's up. I just don't know, but we are all human beings. There are challenges in everything. The thing is, I don't know. He said he'll come, we talk. If he wants to continue with work, I have to tell him you must come to work every single day. When we started, he was very good. I just want to say that openly. He was very good. When we were digging the foundation, till we put the...
I still think that Mwango cannot do anything from now going forward, because if you do not agree, you do not sign a contract, what is there to be corrected at this point? Because if the watchman is someone very sharp, knows what he's doing, he'll be like, we didn't agree on that. I personally think that there is nothing to be negotiated from now going forward. And I believe that Mwango is just trying to be nice to the audience, because she's like, oh, we'll talk, you will come over. But why did you send the new engineer to come to the site if you intend to still negotiate with Mrefu? Because I just learned that the name of the engineer is Mrefu. If you still intend to negotiate with him, why are you sending some new engineers to the construction site? But of course, I know, you can fool your audience, but you're lying in the same sentence. So, Mwango.
slab. He was very good, very responsible. But in between, guys, he doesn't show up 100%, 100%. And because he doesn't show up, the masons even sometimes they don't do the correct work. For example, you see these pillars? These pillars were meant to be until there where you see that little stone. But you see where they put the concrete until there. Why? Because the engineer doesn't show up. Because the engineer is the one who builds the house. He gives the instruction, do this, do that.
Okay, now that you've come to the internet to complain to people watching you, I'm just like, this is something that you would have saved, stopped. The first time that the engineer demanded to be paid without showing face at that place, you should have said no. And the masons will not be working. But you continue with that BS. Who knows for how long? Probably the past 2 weeks, after your work has been botched. Now you're coming out here to complain to the audience. Why? Why? Of course, I know that now the donations will be coming through. Oh, deemwango, fix the place that you were complaining, do this and that. These people can know how to milk some money from people.
But since he doesn't come, I end up incurring losses, which is not good, guys. Money is so difficult to get. So
No, you should not be the one saying that. Deemwango, I don't agree when it comes to that. I sympathize with you with your state, when it comes to your construction. But when you come out here and tell people about money, Mwango, you need 500 bags of cement, but people are buying for you, and you keep your money in the bank. All you do is just come out here running up and down, and you want to tell people how difficult it is. When all you do is coming out here and be like, oh my God, begs, begs, begs. Stop it.
So difficult to get. So when you give somebody a job and he doesn't do as you said, it hurts. So today there's no work that has taken place at my construction site, and it's not a good thing. I don't know, you guys can advise me, because I want
Mwango, you never take advices from anyone. What do you mean? What do you mean?
materials, some more wood are there. I even bought, how do you call them, metal, but no work is going on. That's a lot of money lying down there. Only those ones is 244 Kenyan shillings, 244,000. Those metals there, 244,000 Kenyan shillings, and those metal are just for the London Bridge.
The London Bridge, I don't know why it's funny for me, but I'm like, hey, it's not even funny for Mwango, because she was like, I feel like fainting when she sees the London Bridge.
This London Bridge makes me feel like I want to scream the hell out of me.
Yeah, you need the hell out of you, because you cannot make the watchman come out here, move the entire family. Will you allow them to plow? To plow, is it? Yeah? To farm, to maybe plant some crops on your site? Because what will happen? Let me play that part, guys.
Watchman is saying today it was.
No. I want to play that part that the watchman moved.
My watchman has decided the entire family will be living here, which is fine. I have no problem with that. So the wife, the kids, himself, they're all here. That to me is still okay. It makes sense. I got no problem with that at all.
Yeah, so that is what happened, guys. The watchman just moved the entire family to the construction site. How many rooms is that mad home? 2 rooms? Not even 2, 1 room. Because the other side of the house is full of construction materials. So I'm like, Mwango, you saying that you don't have a problem with the watchman moving to your construction site together with the children? But I'm like, that is being cruel of you, Mwango, because where will they live? Just 1 room. The watchman has a wife, has children, 3 going to school. That is so wrong, honestly. But of course, we know people don't care, especially this one on the screen. She doesn't care. She does not care about anyone. Well, move to my construction site. Yeah, that is good. You take care of my home. But now, what about their living situation? It means that they'll be sleeping in one space. There's no toilet in that construction site. There is no washroom, but you want them to live there. That is so mean of you, Mwango. I don't know why I'm laughing, but it's so sad. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, guys, but Mwango does not see that. She does not care. She just wants to get the best of the watchman services, but does not care about their living situation. That is deemwango for you. Which is so unfortunate, because of course we know the watchman had to do everything and anything possible to keep his job, you know, because deemwango will wake up every blessed day to the internet. Oh my God, guys, I want to fire him, blah, blah, blah. The next day, probably the guy watches YouTube. Who knows? And of course, you'd not love it when this person, deemwango, is parading your child. You remember that reaction that I did? Guys, guys, I don't know if you remember that reaction. Deemwango came out here asking the watchman's son, where is your dad? What is he doing? Blah, blah, blah. Losing it. And I'm like, your arguments with your worker has nothing to do with the child. Approach the watchman, confront him, but stop doing this in front of the son. Okay, that's besides the reaction of the day, but for your information, the watchman had to defend the source of income and move to the construction site, regardless of the state of affairs right there. No space to live, no water. Is there water right there? I didn't see. No washroom or toilet or whatever you want to call it. But deemwango is out here yapping. Oh, there's no problem with me. By the way, the watchman decided,
my watchman has decided the entire family will be living here, which is fine. You know, I have no problem with that. So the wife, the kids, himself, they're all here. That to me is still okay. It makes sense, you know. I got no problem with that at all.
It does not make sense, deemwango. It doesn't. So let me come back to, let's get done with where we left at. What else did you have to say, deemwango, before we call it a day? Huh?
This, you know, down here so that they can keep going up. Disappointed, actually, in him, to be honest, you know. And me, the worst part is the fact that he doesn't show up, but he says you have to pay me. How do you get paid and you didn't show up at work? 100%.
Sorry, guys, let me play that part because she was clearly pointing out the faults of the home. At some point, she was like, this is supposed to be done by now, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you're interested to see. Let me play before we move to the last part and we call it a day. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you liked the live stream. I really appreciate it.
I'm trying my best, you know. Even these are supposed to be out of this, you know, down here so that they can keep going up. So no work was done. I'm so disappointed, actually, in him, to be honest, you know. And me, the worst part is the fact that he doesn't show up, but he says you have to pay me.
And do you have to pay him? Do you have to? According to me, I don't think that my worker can force me to pay them and they don't come to work unless there is a very good reason for that. Unless there is a very good reason for that. Because, of course, I don't know if we are to approximate the amount of money that engineer is being paid by deemwango. Guys, just for fun, maybe you can type in the live chat section. Is that okay? I don't know, but I'm just like, if we are to approximate, how much is the engineer being paid for this construction? Around, how much, guys? 20,000 USD. Is that a lot? But then I'll be so interested. Guys, what do you think? How much do you think the engineer is paid for this work? How much do you think deemwango pays that engineer? For me, I'm like probably 20,000 USD. What do you think? Guys, what do you think? So, okay, let me take a wild guess, maybe 20,000 USD. That's around 2.5 M. Of course, you cannot expect that deemwango paid him 2,000 a day, Kemi. I think that that's not a lot. That's not a lot, considering that he's the supervisor, he's an engineer, structural. I'd assume maybe, yeah, just considering, but I'm just thinking that the cost of the entire project, like how much are you supposed to pay to be paid? Huh? For sure, she should afford to pay me. By the way, you can be hired because these people do not care about your qualification or anything. Are you being paid cheap? How much do you want? You want $10 a day? You got the work. You got the job. So, guys, I'm just thinking that Fake Ray, thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, I'm just thinking that maybe just assuming that she's paying the watchman 20,000 before the construction is done. By the by the time the home is done, maybe 20,000 USD. Of course, you know, you cannot be paid the entire amount. I'm thinking that maybe they agreed in 3 installments, because the negotiation terms in Kenya, most of the times it's if I do the first foundation, you're supposed to pay me a third of the total cost. When I do the slab, you're supposed to pay me the remaining, no, the third, and then finally the third, you know, you pay me in thirds or maybe quarters. And I think probably Mwango has not paid that guy, and that is why they are fighting. Probably that is why the engineer is like, no, you have to pay me. Whether I come to work or not, you still have to pay me. I think that could be the reason why. But for Mwango to just come out here and be like, he forces me to work, you're lying.
How do you get paid and you didn't show up at work? 100%. At least if he was coming early morning, gives people work, then go back, do his own things, that could be better. At least showing up. At least showing up, you know? But when he doesn't show up 100%, like 100%, and still is like, you have to pay. I don't know. So I don't know. Let's see. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe, I don't know. If he comes and we agree he has to show up every day for him to be paid. And also another thing, I need a lot of labor, you know?
Guys, that was it. Mwango was just like, she'll need to get a new engineer, which I believe by now she got one, but she has to come to the internet to justify why she fired the previous engineer. That is it. These other runs, 1 hour runs, it's it's nonsense. I believe that she has made her mind, made the decision, and she's just out here, you know. Let me read 2 or 3 comments before we call it a day. After that, she ran to Brand's Construction to tell Mura that you need to come through. Oh my God, I'm suffering, blah, blah, blah. Mwango, should I play that part? No, guys, I don't want to take a lot of your time.
Today, one person called Michael N has sent money. We put the solar right now.
Right
so we are
now.
going to buy. But wait for me, I go and come. I will not waste time. I promise you I'll be here.
Okay, let's see how.
Guys, Mura Senso is just excited over money, you know, money. The last time I was watching them, because of course, as I said, I was not out here. For the past 2 weeks, probably I made appearance of maybe 3 times or 4 times. The last time I was out here, Marwa was crying, oh, I'm going broke. I don't have the money. Brand's grandma, give me the money that you were giving. So this person said that D, don't discuss your engineer on camera. Just wait for him to come and explain what really happened. Because I think you also have his number. Why come to the internet? Thank you. I can't read your name because you might be blocked. I'm talking about their supporters, guys. This person said that, are you even aware that you're spoiling the engineer's reputation? Are you aware? What's wrong with you? Those are the only comments that that I did screenshot, but a majority of them were like, it's not a good idea to change the engineer mid-construction, which I agree 100%. What do you think? Corinne, Precious Life, thank you so much for tuning in. They don't pay the workers, but they'll not admit. Joanne, thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, Mura Senso is losing his mind over money. Very happy. Johnny H, the engineer, should be smart enough and take her to court for his payment. You can imagine the drama that is about to unveil. The drama that we are about to witness will be out here. We'll be having some field day. Because the engineer, of course, will not let that go unchallenged. He will not. Because I'm very sure that deemwango owes that person a lot of money. Engineers, you pay them good money because that is not some local construction. That is some heavy, heavy duty, heavy work. Dana, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate you so much. Fekere, thank you so much. Kemi Klaus, I see you. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super slap. Corinne, by the housing. In the same video, she came out here to expose a government official. Maybe I should play that part. Just playing, I'll not even talk about it. But I'm like, deemwango, why do you want to see people jobless? Because you cannot do this. You cannot come out here and tell people that a government official was looking for bribes. You know, that government official might be watching your videos with the colleagues, but you're out here exposing the hell out of him.
To do, you know. Hey guys, life. Also, who is calling me right now is the government official. I've paid the money that I was supposed to pay, but still is like, my kids are going to school, send me money, send me money. I'm like, send you money from where? Like, what do you mean? I already paid what I was supposed to pay to the government. You know, and he was like, I'm regretting I have so many kids. I have to take them to school. And I'm like, no, you just take your responsibility as a parent. Like,
guys, was that necessary, honestly? Was that necessary to come out and tell people that that a parent somewhere is regretting getting a lot of kids? I think it's embarrassing, that person, because of course that person comes from their county, probably well known. People are watching. They're like, this person is going around begging for some funds, regretting, probably has 10 children or something. Deemwango, stop it, honestly. Deemwango, stop it. I don't agree with deemwango when it comes to that. Embarrassing people, talking a lot. You don't even know what you should be talking, when you should be talking, when you should be keeping your mouth silent. She went on this rampage. Oh, this government official, he should take care of his family. I didn't tell him to get a lot of children, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are your audience supposed to do with that information? What?
Life is difficult for everybody, including me, you know, but I keep trying. So the thing is, I just don't know. I just don't know. But I think my engineer will come, we talk. And
oh, Deemwango, you've already employed a new engineer. What are you talking about? What are you telling people? Drew Bell, thank you so much. You said at least Deemwango Lamborghini isn't laughing. Junior, thank you so much for tuning in. You said maybe she's not paying the masons. There must be a lot of things that Deemwango is not telling us out here. I agree. She misunderstood the boss lady. Huh? And I think I lost a comment. One of you was like, is Deemwango using the engineer as a project manager? Yes. Yes. that guy is doing 2 jobs, project manager, because he's always there supervising, doing this and that. And of course, I have to agree with Corinne that the engineer is not, is a juakali engineer, because unless you want to serve both duties, I don't see the reason why. Yeah. Who else? Thank you so much, guys. Kemi, you said, how is money difficult to get when she begs every blessed day? The Mwango does not understand that. Sing, thank you so much. You said Mura Senso messed up. He knew what was going on. She should blame the brother. I remember when she came out here with this idea of construction, the first thing that we did out here, we were like, oh my God, deemwango, I hope you're getting a professional. Stop this nonsense of letting your brother do a construction for you. Because of course, you know, Mura Senso thinks that he's a professional qualified to do some big properties out here. He recorded himself. It appeared that he was recording them. Ooh, I don't understand. Who are you talking about, prom? Who are you talking about? Guys, I hope I really appreciated all of you. Nixon, you were out here. Thank you so much. That is why I was like, I'm so interested to know how much she pays the engineer. I'm so interested. Oti said that it's not even a laughing matter, but it's so sad to see deemwango celebrating the watchman moving to the construction site when there are no amenities there. You know, I think I really appreciated all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. My moderators, Kemi, Fekere, Lucy, and Angela, thank you so much. My live chat gang, all of you. I read all of your comments. Thank you so much. If you were just watching, you didn't come to the live chat section, I appreciate you equally, because most of you sometimes are like neotrends. I didn't share my thoughts in the live chat section. I was busy, but the video was playing. Thank you so much. That goes to show how much, you know, you love your girl and you support your girl, you know, regardless whether you're busy or not. I don't take that for granted. I'm really humbled by your support. If you're watching later and you watch to this point, kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. And guys, don't forget to drop your likes. I'll really appreciate it. It really goes a long way. Thank you so much. Mary Mo, bye. Corinne, bye. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, oh, Kemi, thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and maybe you should put on some warm clothes if it's raining. Like where I stay, guys, it's freezing, literally. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Kindly pray, Joe, thank you so much for tuning in. Johnny, thank you so much. Eva Miller, guys, don't forget to share your likes before you leave. Eva Miller, I see your comments. Guys, kindly share your likes. Don't leave with your likes. I'll really appreciate. And thank you. I really appreciate your support. You really tuned in today. I thought that you forgot about me. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye. She just said that she wants to get done with the slab before she packs her bags. That is what she said in the same video. Guys, before I pack my bags, in fact, she said bags.
see the slab up before packing my bags. So I'm like, I need a lot of labor.
Of course, she's lying. There's nowhere deemwango is going. I don't think she's going for the summer rush. That is how I saw African Tigress refer to. Deemwango is lying out here. Guys, Kemi, thank you so much. Bye.